Have you ever wished you could be unshakable, immune to criticism, and free from the anguish that persists even when you pretend you're fine? Are you tired of pleasing everyone, of upholding an image of strength when you just want a moment's rest? Let me tell you a secret. As long as you try to avoid your own darkness, it will continue to control you. The key to becoming truly unshakable isn't to destroy your dark side, but to embrace it. This isn't about becoming cold, but so deeply integrated that nothing can destabilize you. We are about to explore Carl Jung's process of shadow work, a journey to confront your hidden self. This journey may hurt, but this pain might be what finally sets you free. Do you ever feel like you're not in control? Falling into the same self-sabotaging patterns, attracting draining relationships, or having emotional outbursts that leave you ashamed? An offhand comment can ruin your day, while the fear of rejection dictates your choices. You might feel like you're upholding an image of strength that is exhausting, while a hidden anxiety pulls the strings. According to psychologist Carl Jung, this is a life directed by the shadow, the collection of all the parts of yourself that you have repressed and disowned. Think of your personality as an iceberg. The tip is your persona, the self you present to be acceptable. But beneath the surface lies the vast unconscious mind, where the shadow resides. It's formed from what we were taught was unacceptable. Told nice people don't get angry, anger went into the shadow. Told strong people don't cry, vulnerability went in. Traits you were shamed for, like being too loud, sensitive, or ambitious, were packed away. But here is the critical point Jung made. What we repress does not disappear. It lives on, influencing us from the darkness. He famously said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That rage in traffic, it might be repressed anger. That jealousy towards a successful friend, it could be your disowned ambition. Attracting partners who disrespect you could reflect a hidden belief that you're unworthy. When your shadow is in control, you are not free. You are a puppet to your own unhealed wounds. You react instead of responding. You are easily triggered because any person can unknowingly poke at these raw, hidden parts of you. The world seems to have immense power over you, but the truth is that the power isn't external. It's the power of your own unconscious mind. The only way to cut the strings is to turn around and face the puppet master. The path to becoming unshakable isn't building higher walls. It's a courageous journey inward Jung called individuation. The first and most crucial step of this integration is shadow work. Shadow work is the practice of making the darkness conscious. It is the act of turning on the lights in the basement of your psyche. It requires considerable moral effort because it means recognizing the dark aspects of your personality as present and real. But this is the essential condition for any true self-knowledge. This might sound intimidating, but it is a process of liberation. Remember, the shadow isn't evil. It is simply what has been ignored. And within it, there isn't just pain. Jung believed the shadow also contains shadow gold, immense strength, creativity, and authenticity that you were forced to suppress. Your repressed anger holds the key to healthy boundaries. Your repressed fear can be transmuted into wisdom. Integrating your shadow doesn't mean letting negative traits run wild. It means bringing them into awareness so you are no longer controlled by them. You can then choose how to express that energy constructively. This is the difference between being a slave to your anger and using its energy to stand up for yourself with calm authority. So how do we practically begin? It starts with radical honesty and courageous self-observation. One of the most powerful ways the shadow reveals itself is through projection. We often project our unowned traits onto others. Jung noted that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Think about someone who triggers a strong emotional reaction in you. What specific trait in them causes this reaction? Is it their arrogance, their laziness, their freedom? Face it. Describe in detail what it is about them that bothers or fascinates you. Then ask yourself this transformative question. Where in my own life do I exhibit this same trait, perhaps in a different way? Or, where have I forbidden myself from ever expressing this? If you are intensely annoyed by an arrogant person, perhaps you have repressed your own desire for confidence. If you resent a lazy person, maybe you are terrified of resting. This isn't about condoning their behavior. It's about using your emotional reactions as a compass, pointing to the disowned parts of yourself. Your triggers are your teachers. Another path is through uncensored journaling. Your conscious mind is a master of censorship, but through writing, you can allow the unconscious to speak. Find a private space and use one of these prompts, writing continuously without judging or stopping. What am I pretending not to know? What am I most afraid for others to see in me? What resentments am I holding on to? And what do they say about what I feel I deserve? Write a letter to a part of yourself you feel ashamed of. What does it want to say back to you? You might be shocked by what comes out. Do not judge what you find. The goal is simply to make it conscious. You cannot heal what you do not first acknowledge. Finally, much of our shadow was formed in childhood. Jungian psychology recognizes that a wounded inner child lives on within us. Healing this child is a profound act of shadow work. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as a child. What are they feeling? In your mind or in a journal, speak to this child. Offer them the love and validation they may have never received. Tell them, I see you, I hear you. You are safe now, it wasn't your fault. You are allowed to feel. You are worthy of love exactly as you are. This practice can be intensely emotional, but by reparenting your inner child, you begin to heal the core wounds that the shadow was created to protect. If this journey of transformation resonates with you, please subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you for your support. So what happens when you commit to this process? It doesn't mean you become emotionless. Becoming unshakable means you are no longer a victim of your own inner world. When you integrate your shadow, your emotional reactivity plummets. The actions of others no longer have the same power because they are no longer hitting hidden wounds. When someone calls you selfish instead of automatic rage, you can pause, look within, and shift from a reactive victim to a detached observer. You reclaim a tremendous amount of psychic energy that was once spent repressing your shadow. This energy becomes available as creativity, vitality, and presence. You stop feeling chronically exhausted and start feeling more alive. Your relationships transform. As you stop projecting your shadow, you see others more clearly. You develop a deep compassion for yourself and for humanity because you recognize that everyone is wrestling with their own shadow. You build relationships based on authenticity, not masks. Most importantly, you cultivate a deep, unshakable core of self-acceptance. You are no longer at war with yourself. Jung wrote that people on this path came to themselves. They could accept themselves. They were able to become reconciled to themselves, and thus were reconciled to adverse circumstances and events. This is the real meaning behind becoming unshakable. It's not that the world becomes gentle. It's that your inner foundation becomes so solid that external events can no longer shatter you. Pain may still visit, but it no longer defines you. You can feel sadness without becoming depression, or anger without becoming rage. The pain no longer controls you because you have stopped running from it and learned to integrate its wisdom. You realize that true strength was never about being untouchable. It was about having the courage to touch every part of yourself. We began by asking if your flaws could be keys to your strength. Carl Jung's answer is yes. The journey into the shadow is the ultimate path to resilience, the secret to moving from a life of fate to a life of destiny you consciously choose. It's a demanding path, requiring courage and honesty. It is the difficult, sacred choice to turn inward again and again. But it is the only path to true freedom. The parts of you that you have hidden in the dark are not your enemies. They are lost children waiting to be brought home. They are buried treasures waiting to be uncovered. By embracing them, you don't become perfect, but you become whole. And in that wholeness, you will find a quiet, steady, and profound strength. You will become unshakable.